So the shir is Mechayv Inish Lebsumi Adel Yada Bein Or Haman Lebarach Mordechai. So I'm gonna go through the different purim. Some of the more compound purim, and then the more freiliche ones. There, so halacha. So in the first Maramakim, and this Gemara Megillah, the Gemara says, Omar Rava Mechayv Inish Lebsumi Bepuria Adel Yada. The person is chayiv to drink on Purim until he doesn't know Adel Yada bein Or Haman Lebarach Mordechai. So he can't tell the difference between the two. Rabba v'Rabbi Zera Avdu Sudas Purim Bahadi Hadodim. They made a seuda with each other. Ivsun, they got drunk. Come Rabba Shachtel Rav Zera. He got up and he shechted him. The Machar Bo Yerachami V'Achya. The next day he davened. You realize what happened. He davened to the Eibishter and he brought him back to life. Shana Omar Ali. The next year he told him, Nisi Mar v'Navi Sudas Purim Bahadi Adati. Let's have another party together. We had a good time last year.
Went so well last year. Goldman is Sunday.
Omar Ali. Not every year a miracle is going to happen. Maybe this year it won't happen. So there are four shaylas here in this Gemara. First of all, is this a psak halacha that you're talking you get shikar? The second shayla is why would the Chum do such a thing to make us such a mitzvah that she gets so drunk? The third in shayla is why did he give such a shir? Shir, they should know the difference between Or Haman and Baruch Mordechai. I'm saying, look, you want to be mechalik between the two. Why would you want to switch those around? And the fourth shayla is what's going on in the story. How could Rabbah come to do such a avera? So the fourth shayla we're not going to get into, but the first three shaylas, that's what we're going to get into. So the Baal Amar brings all the Rishonim bring down b'shem Rabbeinu Ephraim. They say that the whole Maisa, this isn't la halacha. That why is the story of Rav Rabbi Zera brought right after the din that you're chayiv to drink Adel Yada? Saying Hagufa, that's trying to show you that after that Maisa happened, they're mavato the whole din. They say they're mavato the whole din after that happened. The Baal Amar in the second Maramakim, he says, Omar Rabba chayiv inish lebsumi bepuria chulu. So the Rith brings it down the halacha, but he says, Kosav ha'arav abinu Ephraim zal, mi'ahu uvda dekam Rabba v'shachtel Rav Zera. After that story, that Rabba killed Rav Zera, Lashana, the next year, Amar leitan navid chulu, and idchi, saying he pushed him away, he didn't want to do it. So idchi meimra de Rabba. So Memela, the Meimer of Rabbah argues says Rava was nidche. From this Maisa, you see that the whole Maisa was pushed away. They didn't want to have the Suda again next year. You see that they stopped that halacha. V'lav v'leis hilchsa kavasi, v'lav shaper dam lemebad hachi. And it's not the proper thing to do is to get so tight shikar. So it fits very nice in the story because it's a crazy thing that happened. The story, the Gemara brings it right afterwards. He says that's why the Gemara brought it right after, to show you that that's not the halacha anymore. They had a crazy mice happen. We saw it's too dangerous, so they stopped the whole takana of drinking Adel Yada. This is Shittas Rabbeinu Ephraim, and a lot of Kol Boy, a lot of Archis Chaim, a lot of people say Chas V'Shalom to get shikar. It's the thing. You have a lot of psukim and Torah which talk very sharp against getting shikar. With Peil, the Rif brings it lahalacha, and the Ramah, and that's how you pass. That's how you pass in Shulchan Aruch.
No, this one's
That's how you pass in Shulchan Aruch. They have to drink Adel Yada. So the Shai is talking. Why didn't the Rabbah want to have the Suda next year with Rav Zera? Why did Rav Zera not want to have the Suda? So the Pri Chadash, he says Adrabah. He says the Pri Chadash says that from the Maisa. From nice Rav Zera is a raya that you see that the halacha wasn't nidche. Why? Because if you say after the whole story with Rav and Rav Zera that the halacha was nidche and it's not the halacha anymore, then why did Rav Zera have to say that the miracle is not going to happen every year? If the halacha was nidche and they're not supposed to get so drunk anymore, it's adrabah, they could eat together and they won't get drunk.
Maybe right after he told them that they went into it.
So, but they could have said, let's have the Suda, but we won't get drunk anymore. Why did he have to tell them we're not going to have the Suda? Because maybe the nest isn't going to happen. It sounds like if they would have had this Suda, they would have actually gotten drunk again.
You know they were going to think about it.
So if they learned their lesson from last year, they weren't going to do it again, so what was he so worried about? So the Free Chadash, he says, in Third Making, says, Ein ze nachin. Why did he have to push him away to not do the Suda with him? He had to tell him, miracles don't happen every year. Why? Since they saw that such a terrible thing happen, they shouldn't have held themselves back really high. They shouldn't get so drunk. Just drink a little bit more than they're used to, and they don't have to drink so much. So why? So what happened? So Adravi, he sees much from the story that even after that story, they're still getting taste.
They didn't want to go to him to have a party. Yeah. Do it somewhere else where they won't shut.
Yeah, you didn't want to do it with Rava. So he says nowadays whatever it's better to go to Ravina Ephraim. For the fail he says from the Maisa Adarav, it's I against Ravina Ephraim.
So I'm not coming to you to have the party. But the party we're having.
Sounds like if they would have had the party together, they would have actually gotten drunk.
It's not going to be such generous force.
So the Rishonim are bothered, and obviously with the Shaila, why were Chachamim mechayiv you to get shikr? If all the psukim, you have many psukim in Nach, and it talks against shichrus, and that all averis come through Gilai Roish, Vichus Damin. Why are they mechayiv such a thing? So Chasam Sefer says that since it's a mitzvah, you're getting shikr misad the mitzvah. Evazei shemer mitzvah leida davara. The Eibusha protects when you be mechayiv a mitzvah. So Shai is what happened to Rava. So what happened to Rava? So let's see, in the fourth Marmakim, the Chasam Sefer writes, it says, Mikol Makim, like Hashim Midi, Kushas Bein Ephraim. About how that from the Raya of Rabba is a Raya, that halacha, that from the story with Rabba and Avzeh is a Raya that we don't pass him like that. No. He says, the Ishlei Yimar, the Sri Leila Rif, the Rif, he brings it, he says the halacha was in Nitzchem, we still need to get drunk. Why? The Shemer Mitzvah, Leida Davara. He's not worried that people are going to get hurt because Shemer Mitzvah. Nothing bad is going to happen. What happened to Rabba and Rabba Zera? However, whenever a hezik is shchiach, kagoyin Rabba the hava b'mazel madim, Rabba was from mazel madim. And the Gemara in Shabbos says that he was, but Rabba said that he was back. He says, I'm from mazel madim, and still I never heard it. He's not a shei, so he never heard it. He didn't do anything. So Ibazai, since he says that's why the Michshel happened, since he was from Mazel Madim. V'lei Mahazel Haganas Mitzvah. When a Shchiach Hazekel, Shem the din, the Shem Mitzvah doesn't apply. Av Mishal Yada Benashe Shehiba Mazel Madim. Unless you know that you have such a Mazel, Ein Tzarech Lachash Lazeh. Delzina Basar Ruba. You go after Raiv, and even if you are from Mazel Madim and you don't know, Shem P'Sayim Hashem. The Eibusha protects a psoim, they don't know, so you don't have to worry. So Rav Zera didn't want to have the Suda with Rav next year because he realized he's born in Mazel Madim. That's have to stay away from this guy.
He proved it.
Yeah. So that's why he's different. But Darach we say Shemer Mitzvah Le'ida Davara. Yeah, so the Pashas, that's the reason why we're not worried. That people are going to get hurt. So what's pshat? Why the Chacham gives such an interesting shir? They have to get shikar until you don't know between Hama and Baruch Mordechai. Why do you want them to mix the two up? So why are they saying they say pshat is that it doesn't mean just Hama and Baruch Mordechai. It means the whole piyut. The whole piyut that you say after the Megillah, that Zeresh, Abarurim Kol HaReshaim, Bruchim Kol HaTzadikim. You have to get so drunk that you can't say the whole piyut. You're not going to be able to halt kaf. But of course, who's about to say that you're not to know the difference between Arham and Baruch Mordechai? No, you don't have to get that drunk. That's Pasha Pshat, the way most a lot of the Shainim on fire.
This piyut was around in the times of
Yeah. So that's the famous tiras. So Darchim Esha brings a few other ones in the fifth Maramakim. He says, "Av v'chidushi agudo," in Toldos Adam v'Chava from Ben Yerucham, Nesiv Yod Chelik Aleph. He says, "Kasav the Cheshbein Order Haman and Baruch Mordechai." That's what you have to the gematria. That's what you have to forget and mix up.
Oh, wow.
Shava. But the tzarich leishtaka actually layida cheshbon. Because both of them is tough kov beis or yud beis. I don't remember.
You're already out the
Yeah. And so you have to say after this shot that you have to get so shikar enough that you can't make the cheshbon. You can't make the gematria.
Yeah, the Rebbe actually brings it.
The Rebbe's verse is the Rebbe asks the Taka. It's very funny. Now, Chassidus, cheshbonis are meduyuk. The reason Alter explains in Tanya, the reason why something has the same gematria is because it's nishtalshal one for another one. So the Rebbe teaches. The Rebbe says that inachinami. The way the Rebbe teaches over there is that adle yada bein or haman baruch mordechai means that the word is hapcha. That the whole tachlis of Haman is in order that it should be that he should be conquered by Mordechai. He should overcome it, and all the covet and everything should go to Mordechai.
So what's the liyada?
So ad liyada, you don't know the chilik of them because you're going to be mahapich. You're going to be mahapich the clip on the tumah of Haman. It's going to be used in the arm and the and you won't see the clip on the tumah. The tumah is going to be gone. It's only going to be used in the arm and the and notice that's also why they have the same gematria, because the whole tachlis of Haman is nafka that through him there should be Eli in Kedusha. There should be Eli in Mordechai. That's the Rebbe teaches in Chelik Zayin. The Rama brings a few more biurim. Mari brin kosav the ritza leimar sheishtaker v'yishan. You have to drink until you fall asleep. You get drunk and fall asleep. Then once you fall asleep, you won't know the difference once you fall asleep. Right, so this is an easier way to be mekayim it. The Chaim Ashbin Maimonides, the Rambam, Vamin Hagim, a Kosv Piyot, and the Kosv.
Why can't you just go to sleep without drinking?
Saying because they're mechayil l'bsumi, the chayil is to drink. The chayil is to drink. What's the
No,
shear?
it's to drink or it's to leyada ben arham to fall asleep. We'll put it like this or that. The idea is to fall asleep, so you should leyada ben arham and that's only an eitzah to help you fall asleep to drink.
But the shayil, right? The shayil is what's the tachlis? The tachlis is the tachlis the drinking and the liyada is the shear, or is the drinking in order to come to the tachlis the liyada and the drink is just to get over there. So.
Strong wine, 1 cup, oder a regular wine 3 cups. It's a for the camp.
Just simcha. Simcha is through drinking.
The Mevinim sorgen, dass sie besser 1 cup of good wine instead of 3 kacha.
Okay.
1 strong and 3 regular.
So there's So according to this pshat is the tachlis is that to get shikar. What's the shira? How far do you you drink until you fall asleep? Fine. In Hagim Kasvu piyot. They give another pshat. The piyot echad haya. They had a certain piyot. I'm not sure exactly how it works. It seems like they had two. They had 2 things. One said Haman Baruch Mordechai, and they would sing. When you pick up one, everyone would sing screaming out Baruch Mordechai. And when you pick up the other one, they would say Haman. I'm not sure exactly how it worked. He says, "The piyot echad hayishahi oinin al bais echad ar Haman." One bais they would answer ar Haman. Al bais echad Baruch Mordechai. V'sarch tzilusa. You need to have a clear head to how it's cup where you're holding.
Scream out the wrong thing. It's like in camp. This side of the dining room and this side.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it worked, but they had some. So Kasva Hagais, there's 2 papers. And Kasva Hagais Maimonides, he says he has both. He says this says Lishtaker Hainu Mitzvah. He says it's not a chiyuv, it's a mitzvah. Mitzvah min amufcha. After they put him yatsa, I feel like he's stacker. So you hate to put him if he didn't get drunk. He just drank. B'sumi to means to drink and get shikar.
B'sumi means to.
I think Rashi tried to shikar over there. I'll say. He's stacker.
So what does it mean? So what is it? Afilei shtaka. It says chayiv. The Gemara says chayiv.
Right. So could be he's learning. Right. That's a good point. Could be he's learning Libsumi. Maybe it means just drink. Not to get drunk.
Right.
For sure, you're mechuyev to drink.
Right. So the question is how much.
Yeah. So he learns that it's not leishtaker. He learns that it's
just. The more you drink,
the
bigger the mitzvah. That everybody's made this up.
Yeah.
So shtaka had the mitzvah.
There's. and saying that all the places say that everyone, all these different pirushim where you're supposed to get sick or not, you have to keep in mind that tachlis is she.
Mit
The place you have to make sure that you're miskamel shishamayim and taka that no isurim, no dvarim isurim happen. You have to remember to bench and to do natil sedayim and everything. And everything is avoid. And so the Yad Ephraim, he has it's a nice chap, and so he says what's pshat ad yada? How can Chacham make such a wild thing? So he says no. He says pshat yada is ad v'layad b'chlal. You have to drink what's a shir right before you get tight shikar, that you don't know the difference between Arham and Baruch Mordechai. Pashas, you understand it's ad v'chlal. Right? That's what happens. That's what happened with Rav Zera. He says no, ad v'layad b'chlal. And that's in the 6 Maramakim. He says v'li hatzoyin isparish b'chizoyin halayla. He says it was explained to me in a dream at night. Nighttime he had a chalin, and it was explained to him shakavana hu sheikar chiyav hamishta hu sheyeshari b'simcha. The ikar kavana say you should be filled with simcha. V'yitin teidos v'halal Hashem al hanes mitech harchavas alev with a frail thick hearts. And v'lachin ein leili yishtaker yesem yidai, and that's why you shouldn't. And therefore, he says, "Andai, we shouldn't get too shikar. Sheis babel daitei v'lo yaker b'teikev hanes klal. You won't be able to appreciate the nes and give give thanks to the Eibishter." This is why it says chayv adam limsumi b'puria ad lo yada. He says hach ad who v'lo yad v'chlal.
Just said the yada. Chayv adam limsumi b'puria. Shalayada. The ad is layad b'chal.
Sometimes it's b'chal, sometimes it's layad b'chal. So he says over here you have to say it's ad v'layad b'chal. We're saying the Leimash Agadol. Chiv hashtiya bezel ibsumi. You have such a big chiv to drink and get shikr. And gvul yada. How so much so until
you got to hit exactly
right.
The order. Drink, but not too much. That's right. Find the perfect line. Yeah.
You have to know how to drink properly. Yeah.
That's a tall order.
Shemin hagvul hazeh v'hala hu bittul kavanas chiv shechayv v'chachamim l'bsumi. Kadesh eaten halal. Because what's the point? You're supposed to be halal Eibishter because he made Haman order and Baruch Mordechai. You're supposed to praise him to the Eibishter for by the Sudan. So if you drink too much, so you know the difference, so then you miss the point. He says, He says this is, you can also understand why he brings right after the story with Maisa of Rabbah. He said, Rabbeinu Ephraim says that's to prove that the halacha is not like Rav anymore. You're not supposed to get drunk. He says no. He said there's a raya. He's trying to show you what happens. Right. What happens if you drink ad v'chlal? You see what happens. That's why he's saying in the shir you have to realize shir is ad v'lo ad v'chlal. It says Maisi sayatim izeh shemasha chayv v'lasis esam yimei mishta v'simcha gvul yeshloi. It's a gvul ad v'lo ad v'chlal. You can get sicker, but not ad kedei kach. Yad Ephraim. Ephraim Zalman Margolius. Saying this is a pirush in the Shulchan Aruch. It's printed in the Shulchan Aruch. This pirush.
What do you mean?
There's the Seder Hayom.
It sounds like the best.
The Seder Hayom, look at number 7. He says he doesn't like all these things. He brings down these different pirushim. He says Ela ha'emesu kipshutei shetzarich shesichli yisbalbal kol kach. You have to get so confused. You won't understand the difference. You say baruch or order. Shiira ini baruch ela order. V'chein the hate b'shek kenegdei.
Nishayach ha'ida filu b'shikris lo azay zagi. As they help that. Fine.
He says another part. He says, "Taka, what's the pshat? Why the Chacham give such a wilde, or Masakin such a wilde thing to get so tight shikr?"
Did you ever see anybody so tight shikr that he doesn't know Arad Haman V'Achmaka? Hey, he's out of his mind. They can't shred.
Purim, der kann sich auch selbst nicht schon
Okay, shake his head. Okay.
Vidal,
Fine.
So he saw what's pshat. He says a nice word. He says in the second paragraph, he says, why were they mechayiv such a thing? Omar, shuk inyan Why were they mechai such a hard thing to do to get so teach shikar?
It's easier than the other way. It's easier than the other time.
Okay. So shemaiti pam she'achar shehaman Rasha bikesh lahashmid laharig laabid lishich dam haYehudim. So after the Haman tried to kill and spill all the blood of the Yidden, nasa eating karev lazeh. Something similar to what Haman tried to do happened. Mitech simcha. He said, no, Muhammad tried to kill the Yidden. Even though he didn't accomplish, something similar happened. From the simcha, all the drinking, the partying the Yidden had in Shushan after the Yidden won, something similar. The Yidden were lying take shikar on the ground. So it was cut to what Haman tried to do happened to the Yidden. So it's this, that's why they are masakin to get shikar. He says mitzad acher, and another vart he says hu chashav lishbeich dam. He tried to pour it to spill our blood. V'anu neisis dam al damenu. We're going to drink. We're going to be meisav dam. We're going to drink and eat, and we're going to be meisav.
Wow, he's a party.
No, the straight out here.
Huh?
Right. Yeah. The makar, the nusach meidani comes from the Seder Yin. It's before the Magen Avram. He's all these a great mensch.
The Friedrich Herbert, die haben gesehen, am Aton nach Purim, im Seder Yin.
So then? Yeah, the house the Sefer. Okay, so this is. See.
My Vater schon. Einmal gefunden mit dem Bauch und alle Sachen. Mega.
I guess the Vensich Chavem in which way is harder? If you're a disciplined person, this way is harder. If you're undisciplined, the other way is harder.
There's plenty of options. Everyone could choose. You have to always keep in mind, Melvanchi, Skav Mashem Shemayim. That's the top one. Skav Mashem Shemayim.
Second one.
The eighth is a Sikha that Rebbe said there's two papers. There's two papers. Where is, I don't know.
Somewhere's an extra paper around, right there.
There's.
No, it's the same. No.
It's different.
All right.
Okay. There's a Sikh and Tashin Yud Ches. The Rebbe is saying that even though you're supposed to get shikar and liyada bin orham baruch merdechai, but avaza the kavanah is a bepayol, there should be a geisa chilik. In the ma'aser adam, there has to be a chilik between teva and ra. Even though you should be shikar until you don't know the difference, but for sure in your ma'aser there has to not be a chilik. So how could that be? How could it be pshat? You have to get so shikar between you don't know the difference between teva and ra, and still you're not going to come to do dvarim asurim. How could it be? So the Rebbe says the verse in the 8th Mar Makin. The Rebbe says, move on. The first the Rebbe is being mazed out. So pnimis of the Yid. The pnimis of the Yid is always kosher to the Eberster. It's higher than seichel. It's higher than tam v'das. And the Rebbe says mitzad the pnimis of the Yid. The Yid is not shy to do that. They don't even when he's take shikar, he's still into a davar. So the Vapis are moving. Shafil b'mamid matzav di lebsumim ad lo yada bein order hamel baruch merdechai. Even when a person is such a matzav, hein shesichli eine peil etzli. Vafilu haratzei v'hatainog eine peil etzli. It's still his ratzei and his tainug is not peil. Beglal hayesim mevusam since he's so shikar. Harikim shemitzad pnimiyusa yireitza l'kaim es ratzei hakadosh baruch hu. Kipsak din Rambam hanal. Since Masat the Pnimis Yid wants to do the Ratzon that Yivasher, right? The famous din of the Rambam that you can force him. Chayfin you say Asha Yim Reitzani. Misnaig hu b'derech memela kefi hakavana v'Ratzon Elyon. B'derech memela he conducts himself the way the Yivasher wants. Even though he's tight shaker, sai his Ratzon, sai his tainug isn't functioning.
Nisher will, nisher can.
Yeah, nisher.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a mitzvah of Yid.
Yeah, so that's the Geschmack of the Rebbe said in Tashin Yud Ches.
Dr. was a very
it's
very hot for bringing.
5 in the morning.
Het is ook de...
They took a lot of masker that year.
Yeah, that's they did this year. They had it putting out the recording.
Well, Pesach, yeah.
There's
How about you?
Davud Darham gives another reason why Chachamim makes such a chiyuv. Why is there such a big kach in getting shikar and drinking wine? So he says the word since the whole nest happened. This is a pashtic word because the whole nest happened through the yain, through Hamash. Achashverosh decided to kill his wife by the suda because he got shikar on the yain. And also by when he married Esther, he also made it.
The nest didn't happen with drinking, though. The nest didn't happen with drinking.
Well, he's mefaret in the 9th Maramakim. There's a bit of Richastik. We'll read through it. Dim timer hey chayv chacham nishtake bepurim v'haloi bekama mekemis b'teira masker shehu michshel gadol v'ashikras kamei noyach v'leit, like what happened there. Says V'yishleimar mipnei shekol hanisim shnasu yisrael b'mei Achashverosh hayu al yidei mishte. It was Africa through the drinking. Ki betchila nitr dav ashli min malchus al yidei mishte hayayim. She got kicked out of she got killed through because of the suda. Shnemar ve'im hashvi katev leiv hamelech b'yayin. And after they drink a lot, Amar lahavias Vashti v'geimer. And not only that, also Esther. Esther tachta al yidei mishte. She also came in through a mishte. Shnemar says v'yas hamelech mishte gadol chol sarva avada. Es mishte Esther. So when Esther came in, he also made a big party with wine. It was also with a mishte through a mishte yain.
One big happy drinking.
Yeah, so yeah. Since all this happened to the mishte, maybe that's why we do it. I missed that yain shasa Esther. Va'ata yin niskar hanes hagadol b'shiyas yain.
It's different than always. Okay. There's
another very geschmack of art. There's Asher Nassan Nata Jungreis. He has a Sefer Teres Meisha Nassan. So he says of art. It's very in Pshat. It sounds very nice. It's very geschmack. He says why Chacham makes such a chiyuv. He says the Gemara says by that in the times of the Gilman by Purim, after the Yidden started killing out all the goyim, the goyim became very afraid, and they all started being Megayer. So the shaila is, how do you know who's Megayer Bemis, who's not? Salmai, Chacham had an eitzah. He made it's not the simcha the Yidden want. Everyone has to get tight shikar. And nichnas yain yatsa said. And Mamela came out. Some people were saying, "Ar Haman Baruch Mordechai." Okay, it was Blei Shalom. The people who were saying Ar Mordechai and Baruch Haman. Okay, so he knew where he was. Yeah, they killed him.
Wow.
So Mamela since then Minhag Yisrael Teirahi.
Stay away. Ganz in Serie. Kommen Sie nach Hause. Mit Homo, wir gehen gut. Der Fahrer war mit dem Tag, basically. So, Homo, das Kachile was Mordred tut gebracht a Serie und Homo tut gebracht a Jante. Die Worte von der Pelt gebracht a Jante.
Aha.
Nichts davon.
Okay. So this is very inside in the 10th Maramakim he says, Tine mevorben Megillah ha-pacha nashenofa al yishrei ha-medinis asher kosa v'rabim hi-ami haris misiyadim ki nofa pacha da Yehudim aleim. After Mordechai Ratzel Lipchen, he wanted to test out Mihu Asher Miskayer Be'emes Hashem Shemayin Umisha Isa Kein Raklefnim. He's only making a show. Be'emes in Asam Blibo Neged Yisrael and Be'emes hates the Yidden. B'ma Yivchan Im Hu Ger Tzedek, and how are you going to test him? V'niskar b'divrei Chazal. Remember what Chazal said that Nichnas Yain Yatzah Seid. L'lach nifra gaza Gzeir al Yehudim. He made a Gzeir on the Yidden Sheikala v'yishtu Yain Rav Hashtia Ba'inis and he bal karchach and you have to drink. Bal karchach Hisha Yisra Mikdei Tzarkan and Mishtakru. They get drunk. V'ayde kach Misha Hayi Yehudi believe in Nefesh Shalvein. Someone who is be'emes believe in Nefesh Shalvein was a Yid. Ka'am Beisha Yeshikar Hayatzeik Baruch Mordechai Baruch Haman. Even a Shikar he would scream out the emes. Ava Misha and Iskaya v'libe Bal Imbai and he didn't mean it. Kishaya Shikar Yatza Hasayit. Kinishkach Mimeno. The secret came out because he forgot. That's on the 3rd page. Kinishkach Kalasher Nase. V'haitzim yipiv mashu b'liva v'kilos Mordechai berech es Haman. He would curse Mordechai and bless Haman. V'az miyad hargu yiyaz ha'etzah nechenim v'ayid. And this was the etzah. V'kivan shehukva came. V'kivan shehukva came v'gzeiras Haman. And once Haman made this gzeira for that year, be'isahun, le'izaza minhag mimkayim. The minhag didn't stop. And minhagin shal yisol teirahim.
Ben ist gewählt in Muhammad.
Nur ich was?
Und der Anstieg der Sache gewesen nach dem Mohammed.
Aber die ganze Einen auf Purim ist geworden, Lashon Haba, Kavu Basiyam.
Wenn ich gewesen, Hoge bis Nähen. Purim zu Erev Purim.
Was?
Ich bin am Tag die noch geschickt zu wissen.
Nein, nach dem, ein Jahr nach dem. Ein Jahr nach dem.
Es gibt kein Chef Purim bis Jahr, ist gewesen der erste Jahr.
Was fragst du Kasche?
Purim wird nicht wegen der Kasche.
Ein Jahr nach dem gewesen. Also wie doch. Der Test, sie gewesen ein Jahr nach dem.
Also, ich sage mir geil, nach vieler fehlt im Test. Ich kann nicht sagen, da hilft er hier.
Okay, let's say that. There's so Lapel, even everyone knows the famous what everyone knows on that Ramah says in Shulchan Aruch that you should get drink, and if it's too and it should be the same Shanai, it brings the eitzah that you should drink until you get so you get shaken up that you fall asleep, and then you don't know. Yeah, the Ramah in the Shulchan Aruch he brings down the eitzah that you should fall asleep, and then you won't know. Once you fall asleep, you won't know the chiluk between Ar, Haman, and Baruch Mordechai. So, but there's another side of the Ramah. The Ramah in the Sefer Mechir Hayayin, he wrote a beer on the Megillah. So there he has a very interesting pshat. He says, "Why were Chachamim b'chayiv you?" He gives a few beerim. The last beer he says, "B'derech hapshat." He says that you have a chashash. You're going to have a big simcha. You have to drink wine. It's going to be freilich. There's a chashash that you might do something wrong. You might do a avera. He was like, "What's the eitzah? How do you stop yourself from doing averas?" He says you have to get tait shikar like late. If you get tait shikar like late, first of all, you're so shikar, hopefully you won't come to do any averas. And even if you do the avera, someone who's shikar like shikrasi shalait, he's potter.
And you won't even remember it.
And you won't even remember it. So he gives you an eitzah. She gets a tait shikar. Hopefully you won't do any averas. And if you do the avera, you'll be potter.
What are we going to have to do with Baruch Haman?
He doesn't explain that. But it's.
He's saying you don't have to worry. Just don't worry.
And the 11th Maramakin says, "If you leave der chapshat, ki sha'acha shemitzvos purim lishleis v'lismayach v'yasher shel yishta." It's impossible that you're not going to drink wine. Al ken yishta harbi mo'id. You should drink so much that you get shikrusei shaleit. Sha'az pater afim yechta bi'avra lis averis. Even if you did any averis. Ki va'inus, because it was va'inus.
Here's the problem, is what's going to happen if you don't do this.
He is as if you didn't do it at all. Like says shikr shaharag nera.
You have to be so over shikr.
Yeah, you have to make sure you're
shikr kalesh.
You have to make sure you're covered on all grounds. He does explain. Yeah, he does. Why you have to drink so much till you don't know the difference between Ar Ham and Baruch Mordechai? To the point that you know the difference between the Tzaddik and the Rishaim and Avirus and Mitzvahs. The Tzaddik will Rasha, Kamei La Haman and Mordechai. He won't be punished even if he does the Avirus. Well, Yanish. And that's why he brings right afterwards the story of Rabbi and Rabbi Zera. Of these sudas put in Bahadi Hadadi. Come Rabbi Shachte lo Rabbi Zera.
Yeah, but why did they stop? So then why did they stop? If it's such a good tamli, they should have done it again next year.
Rabbi didn't have it.
Rabbi was come, I'll kill you again. Rabbi was fine with this. Good, I hear you.
He's going to be potter, he's not chayev.
Good.
Yeah, there. That's interesting.
Safe with the name Achayan, you can expect.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. That was an interesting word. There's in the Siddur he says another word. Alpi Chassidus that you want to reach the madriga, the yidden through the Mesiras Nefesh they reach a very high madriga. So nowadays every year the only way to reach such high madriga is through drinking wine. Through wine, it's mislabish. Through drinking wine, it's mislabish. It's madriga. In 12th Maramakim he says, "Ve'inyan chayv inshib sumi davke hu leichiach ke oz b'meach hashvirish hayiza aydei Mesiras Nefesh." they read. Sorry, from the dot. Skip the first half line.
Oh, okay.
The Indian Chayiv Inish Sumi Dafka who Lius being Ki Osbi Mei Achashveish Hayza Idim Sirus Nefesh or Knesset Yisrael. The Yidden through them Sirus Nefesh they reach such a high madrega. The Chaim Yim Kippurim Shein by Chilu Shtia. You also reach such a high madrega Al Yidei Tshuva Yilah Chulu. But ach, that was back then. How are we supposed to reach it now? Ach v'yesh kvar nimshach b'hishtalshalos ha'ara zu l'deiris. One system ha'aras and nimshach l'deiris. Hu b'sha b'yayin ha'meshaker. This ha'ara, this gidli, this madriga is misabish in the wine. Kishu ma'abed hadas. It's ma'abed hadas and brings you to the high madriga. Well, fisha bizman ha'golos nikra knesi shal shikrus shikayris. Or called the shikayris and masay tishtakrin chulun. So usually it's talking about like Riyusa, but it comes to Snimshach through in the Zman of Golos. This one it comes in through the wine. Through this is how you lose your mind. But through this will come to Madrega which is higher than das. Because the way we are now is Managolos. It's not possible to come to such a high madrigal on our own. It has to you need some aid. You need some help. It's through coming into the white yain hamashaka. So chayv inishli psumi b'puri adalei yada. That's the word in over there. There's another, whatever, we're running late. I'll just say two other biurim outside. Chachmas Menayach, he says another two nice biurim that. Ar Haman Baruch Mordechai, he says he's talking about going on Avas Yisrael. There's usually two reasons why you hate someone. Some people you hate because it's Ar Haman. They're cursing you, they make you a lot of tzara, so you're enemies, and you can't stand them. And there's certain people you hate them because it's Baruch Mordechai. You're jealous. They're so much sliach. They have all the brachos. They have all the good zachen. So he says you have to also you have to come together, you have to have a mishnah, you have to drink until the point that you forget about all the sinners, sight the people are your enemies, sight the people you're jealous of them. And there's Avas Yisrael. That's another from the Chachmas Menayach.
Bei zwischen der Sicher ist Mensch fängt zu und Reden zum Reden. Aber ich habe das nicht so vorgeglichen. Wenn es Menschen geendigt, der hat auch nicht sagen, der kommt mit die Sachen, einer will machen von Reitweis, das auf alle Sachen, Purim und zu verbinden mit dem
Eberstein. Second pshat, he says in the second paragraph, is that Vein Ara Haman Baruch Mordechai, pshat is that the pshat that the Arur Hama means the Rurim, the klolis that the Yidden got from Haman, the klolis that the Yidden, the tzaras that the Yidden had from Haman, and then afterwards Baruch Mordechai. Baruch means the bracha is the good things that the Yidden, the simcha that we had that when Mordechai saved us. So it says you have to get so drunk that you forget that you don't know Adel Bein Arur Hama Baruch Mordechai. He says you have to forget the Bein. The tzara was in between. Everything that happened in between the gzeira of Haman and Hatzalah from Mordechai, you have to forget the vein. The vein. You have to forget the tzaras. This one?
There is a Chachmas Menayach.
The Mechir Yayin was a little.
Brought in the back of in the Gemara. They bring on the Alpha first.
But the Schayv zijn of the Avedas, so don't worry about it.